what have you been up to today?
Today, we're just kind of, I had a slow start to today. Kind of wandering around the house. After the show last night, I was up pretty late with my roommate talking about the impending World War III that we're about to get into. So,
right. Who's your roommate?
I live with this dude, Will Alley, who's a drummer, and my good friend Tessa Wood, too.
Okay.
Went to high school with both of them, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Talking about World War III.
Yeah.
It is happening.
No, yeah, I came home and he was like, yeah, so everything's about to blow up, and I was like, yeah, I've been reading about it. I mean, that's what we were talking about. It's going to take an axis, or not an axis, but like allies. No, yeah, like
Interpol and
yeah, exactly. Fucking like
United Nations or whatever.
NATO or whatever, like United Nations. It's going to take that to stop Russia from what they're doing, because it's like they've threatened to literally blow up anyone who gets in their way of doing this right now.
To Ukraine.
Yeah. Putin released a press statement yesterday. It went along the lines of, anyone who is thinking of intervening will be met with consequences immediately and unlike you have ever seen before.
Good God.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we have that to look forward to.
Yeah. That'll be the next few years.
Yep. I mean, and then there's the whole China thing.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, the only way I could see us like getting through this is unfortunately having to band together with China and like fucking take it on. Like we're going against a superpower for the first time in 60 years, something like that.
Since like the 60s.
Or I mean, well, Vietnam wasn't even a superpower, so yeah, it's been almost 70 or 80 years since we've taken on like a superpower, like
right, Hitler and
yeah.
Nazis. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't think China wants to destroy America, but I think what they want to do is take over our leadership.
Yeah.
Because they just want to because American culture is very popular around the world.
It's pretty much our only export.
Yeah, they don't want to destroy that. They just want to take over our leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I guess, the type of warfare we're in now. Because they don't want to blow the country up.
No, I think we're going to see a lot more cyber warfare.
Exactly.
I mean, it is very possible that Russia, will just hack the entire general public of America if, we do anything like that, so.
Yeah. We just got to stay aware.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah. Hey everyone, welcome to the Nashville Artist Podcast. I'm Jordan, and today Jacob Corenflos is here.
How's it going?
Welcome to my house.
Thank you. Thanks for having me over.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, grew up in Antioch. Yeah.
So you've been here basically your whole life?
Yeah, I've never lived anywhere else. I've done some traveling, touring in bands and stuff like that, but this has always been my home center.
Where'd you go to high school?
Nashville School of the Arts.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you have any siblings?
Nope, only child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. All your parents' attention on you?
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes not.
So what were you into as a kid?
As a kid, I mean, it depends on what era of life you're talking about. Like, when I was a toddler, I was super into dinosaurs and construction. But I was kind of a comic book nerd growing up. I was super into X-Men. That was my main love right there. But then got into Yu-Gi-Oh! And watched a lot of Star Wars movies and got into sci-fi and stuff like that. And then when I was around 3rd grade, I started getting into rock and roll, and that's when the switch flipped, and I wanted to start playing guitar. And my dad, who was a musician, he was very helpful in me discovering what I liked and getting me guitar lessons and being just following through with the rest of my life, pretty much. So
nice.
Yeah.
When you say rock and roll, what bands or?
When I was that age, I was super into Black Sabbath, Rainbow, Deep Purple, Foghat, Yeah, I liked like the first wave of like hard rock stuff, pretty much.
Like late 70s
or late 60s, early 70s.
Late
That
60s,
was
yeah. Right,
yeah.
70s.
But yeah, AC/DC. AC/DC was my first concert. I still fucking love AC/DC.
Where was that at?
That was at the time the Somme Center. It's now Bridgestone Arena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So in third grade, basically you were just listening to rock and roll, and that's what first got you into music?
Yeah, pretty much. Other than that, like I really like had like just heard what was on the radio. Me and my mom listened to a lot of oldies, so like I grew up listening to like Tommy James and the Shondells, and they would also I forget the name of the oldies station in Nashville. I believe it was 96.9 was the station number, but or it could be 97.9. I forget which one, but I remember it was Coyote McLeod in the morning. He had the morning show. But it was an oldie station, and yeah, they would play Tommy James and the Shondells. They would play, that's how I found out about Bill Withers, the Archies, stuff like that. Like, it was like a mix of like bubblegum pop from the 60s and like Stax Records, Motown stuff. So,
nice.
Yeah.
What guitar player was it like? Man, that guy's so awesome.
Originally, it was Richie Blackmore from Deep Purple.
Okay.
That was like my first like, wow, that dude's a fucking killer. I want to play like that. Other than that, like Tony Iommi was a big one early on.
Who does he play for?
That's Sabbath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Old No Fingers. Other than that, like, I mean, growing up, I was like, once I was already like into rock and roll and stuff like that, I fell in love with surf rock. So like the Ventures were huge for me. Dick Dale, like that kind of stuff. The Safaris, like that was a big influence on my guitar playing. So
okay, cool. Yeah. Sick. So did you like when you started out? Did you just play by yourself, or did you like play in a band? Or
I like even in third grade, I like dicked around with some friends who were also getting into rock and roll at the same time. I think we all simultaneously got into it around the time that Guitar Hero 3 came out or something like that. We were all just like, oh, this is cool music. Like, let's fucking... And then we were all like, let's start a band. None of us knew what the hell we were doing. It probably could be interpreted as a very interesting noise project if you would, if there were recordings of it.
Wow.
I'm trying... We had a name. The Street Pilots. That's what... Yeah.
The Street Pilots. Mm-hmm. I like that. It's just like... Drivers.
Yeah. That's actually a better band name. Drivers. Just
Drivers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what kind of music do you like to play now?
Oh, I'm kind of all over the place. Like, I think my natural, like, playing style is kind of strange, angular pop, kind of like groovy music, like in the wave of like, say, like Pylon or something like that, or Omni, Women, like stuff like that. A little more groovy than Women, but I don't know. I play in I don't even know how to describe it. It's not quite garage rock. It's like I play for my buddy Happy's band Impediment, and it's like harder, like college rock, really influenced by like the Replacements and stuff like that. So I'm playing in that right now. I play in my buddy Ryan Sam's band Alpaca Lip, and that's kind of like grungy, pop punky stuff. Yeah, we call it kind of. He hates this term, but I call it joke punk because, like, it's not like joke songs, but he has a lot of humor in his lyrics, so, like, it's, like, not really taking itself too seriously as well.
Blink-182.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a big influence on him. More Sum 41 is a big influence on him, but, yeah.
Fat Lip.
Yeah.
Man. Pop punk. Early 2000s. Late 90s.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see a comeback of it.
Oh, it's already happening.
Yeah.
Apparently, sad boy or whatever music is.
Oh yeah.
Sad boy rap, sad boy punk. That's like the new.
Oh yeah, no, that's the wave right now for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, like so much of rock and roll right now. It's like who is the? I mean,
I don't think there's a lot of like mainstream rock right now.
I guess like Greta Van Fleet, but
yeah. I don't even know how popular they really are. I think that's just like really just like being sold to us that they are popular. Like, they were able to buy popularity by just like paying to be on TV shows all the time and like fucking like being on the cover of magazines and shit like that. They like kind of bought their stardom a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like watching that original YouTube video and I was like, man, spitting image of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Hey, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. More power to them.
More power to them.
But yeah. I don't know. I've played in a lot of different kind of bands, though. Like, I played bass for years in high school for this band Jaws. That was my first, like, real band. And then I've played in Dreamwave, so that's, like, kind of like some...
Oh, yeah, with Kelton?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, known Kelton for years. And then I used to be in Soccer Mommy. I was in a great band called Dancers with my friend Hayden. That was kind of like an angular, dancey pop R&B at some points kind of thing. I don't know. I've been in like 10 bands, or over 10 bands in Nashville.
Nice.
What's up, dude?
What's up? What up?
Yo, what the fuck is up?
What's up, bro? I'm trying to get you a what's up, bro? Damn, what a small ass world it is.
I know, how you doing?
Like, bro, I know this vehicle out here. I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Doing good.
Hell yeah, this is my uncle here.
Oh, what's up? I'm Jacob.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy.
Nice to meet you.
You know, Corenflos.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast.
Oh shit. That's what's up.
We went to high school together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, good to see you, bro.
Great to see you.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Is Soccer Mommy a Nashville band?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've listened to them, heard of them, but I didn't know if they were...
Yeah, Sophie and I went to high school together. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I am 24. 24,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what bands are you playing with now?
Just Impediment and Alpaca Lip right now, but I'm kind of working on my own new project, like just scheming on it right now. I'm going to jam with my buddy Jamie next week, see if we can flesh some stuff out. And it's funny, me and my friend Connie yesterday, we were joking online, but also kind of not joking online about like doing like a goth pop thing together, so...
Bajas or something like that?
Yeah, kind of something like that, yeah.
Cure?
Yeah, like we're both huge Cure fans, so it'll be like that, but with like, I think I want to like take modern pop elements and mix it into it as well, so...
There's like Typo Negative is like kind of like that gothy...
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be that heavy, but yeah, but I love Type of Negative.
Yeah. Love his voice. He sounds like a Dracula.
No, exactly.
Milk white neck. Well, you've been in Nashville, so you've just decided to stay here.
Yeah, I've always planned on just doing music, whatever that means, my whole life. So I didn't really think it'd be smart to go elsewhere to do that. I'm not a city guy, so I can't stand New York, and LA's a little too fast-paced and expensive for me, so seems like the best place to be for this kind of stuff. I like Chicago. Like I could deal with the speed of Chicago, but it's cold there. I don't like the cold.
Yeah. And I've heard it smells kind of strange.
It's not as bad as New York or Atlanta, but
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. You've been here your whole life. What is something like you've learned living here?
Oh, I mean, just treat people with kindness. Like that. We live in a very nice town, and it's becoming less and less with more people moving in from elsewhere that aren't nice places, and but I feel like they get put in their place pretty quickly if they're not being like kind to others here. But,
right. Yeah, I find this city way more kind.
Where are you from?
I'm from Lookout Mountain, Georgia.
Oh, okay, got you.
Chattanooga, basically. Yeah. I find this place way more kind than there.
Yeah.
Because there, I find it really small.
Yeah.
And so it becomes more cliquey.
Oh, for sure.
But since this is much bigger, people are like, we don't care how much money you have. We don't care. All we care about is your artistic input.
Yeah.
What you can deliver.
It is funny. I've seen like at least within the like independent Nashville community, like it was funny. There were a lot of people growing up. It wasn't cool to have money here or anything like that. So like there were a lot of like kids who came from rich families who were like actively like trying to hide that and stuff like that. And But now I'm seeing kind of a wave of like the whole clout stuff and whatnot, like kind of like trying to be perceived as rich and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's not how it used to be here. That's so fucking weird, the change and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more dirty and grunge here in East Nashville. As, I mean, there is some posh parts of it, but like around here, all these houses are like relatively small compared to how much they cost.
Oh, for sure.
And so no one's like super posh, it seems like.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you do have a lot of money and you come here, you still have to make yourself relevant to other people.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really, I mean, it may give you opportunities to buy really great gear and get studio time, but
yeah,
it doesn't really buy relationships.
No, not whatsoever. No, you have to put in the groundwork and just be a kind person and fun person to be around. So.
Right. Yeah, being the fun person, being the positive person.
Yeah.
Optimistic.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So how did Nashville Show To-Go come about?
So that came about, that's me and my friend Megan Lovelace's project, and I had been wanting to do something like that for a long time, because there used to be a thing in town called Nashville's Dead, which was a similar thing, where it was a weekly rundown of like, at the time, they were mostly doing, like, the garage rock and the punk and the psychedelic shows in Nashville. That's what they were, like, promoting and stuff like that. And, I mean, that's the scene that I came from, so, like, I was always a fan of that. So they were doing that, and then it stopped happening around the time I was probably a junior in high school or something like that. And when that stopped, like, there was just like a big gap for something like that in Nashville for years. And I'd been wanting to do something like that, but I never like fully like committed. And I had been talking to my friend Cam Serrett, who was a part of the Nashville's Dead thing, and I was talking to him, like, wanting advice from him on how I could do something like that and stuff like that. And he was like, well, actually, my friend Megan Lovelace, who I think you know a little bit, is kind of wanting to do the same thing. Y'all should get together and talk about it. So I was like, yeah, that sounds great. I've met Megan a few times. Like, she seems like a good person and a very hardworking person. So we got lunch together, kind of spent an hour or so flushing it out from the start and being like, okay, start out, it'll be an Instagram page, we'll post once a week, and yada, yada, yada. It was originally, the working name of it was What's the Move? That was the original name of it. That's actually still what our Google Calendar says as What's the Move. That's just where we put all of our like shows and whatnot in. But yeah, we got together, started doing that. It was immediately very well perceived, and we've been growing since then. I think we're almost at the 4-year mark. Yeah. How
do you go about compiling when bands are playing?
It's a mixture. I mean, it is a curated list. We like to keep it within the confines of what we see as something we would want to see, is basically. But we have very vast music taste, so it ranges from rock to pop to hip hop to experimental noise. Like, it's just whatever we think that people should be seeing in Nashville. So it's curated in that aspect, and we try to keep it very anti-industry too. Right. Like, we don't want the whole Broadway and Music Row scene. Like there's enough of that going on. So
they've kind of got their stuff taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny whenever like somewhere like I don't even know any of the honky tonks, but they'll like sometimes reach out, and we're like, no. Yeah, y'all have your tourists, like, that's enough revenue for y'all.
Entertain them.
Yeah. But it's kind of a mixture of like just being very vigilant about seeing flyers be posted online and stuff like that. And whenever I see someone post that, I have a little like save thing on my Instagram where I just compile all of the like flyers and shit I see, so I can plug that in. We used to do like DMs and emails, but now we have a new we launched our new website, and it has a submission portal in it, so that's going to help us a lot because that already lays out the shows too. So I'm really stoked on that. But other than that, I straight up like just go to all the venues I like websites and just like we'll just like look for the next 3 months all the shows that I think are cool on there, and I'll just put that in my calendar. So.
Sweet. Yeah, I always, because I love going to the Instagram page and browsing. That's how I found the show last night.
Yeah, man, that was a great show.
Yeah, well, and I also like saw some stories and was like, shit, man, the place is happening. I need to go over there.
Yeah.
Sleeping Promises.
Yeah, hell yeah. That was a lot of fun. That was, I think the last Blue Room show I saw was Sleep.
Whoa, that was great. I was there.
That was a while back.
I've seen Sleep every time they played Nashville except for once.
Yeah, it was great.
Big fan.
I met the guitar player. He was really chill.
Matt Pike? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, he was easygoing. We were in the back room and he was just hanging out. But yeah, that show was so slow, so sludgy.
Well, and they were doing the live to vinyl thing too, so they had to like have those big fucking like feedback breaks where they were flipping the lathe so they could cut. So it's just feedback until they're like get the green light to start a new song.
Wow, yeah, because if you're cutting to a record,
yeah,
it must be really hard to cut it off and then.
No, exactly. I think the way they approached it was fucking perfect. Like,
yeah.
Just like fucking hold out the feedback and then it'll just like start off anew. So.
Yeah, they're definitely very droney in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. I got super into Sleep my 8th grade year, I think. I had found them through a skate video called Prevent This Tragedy. It was a Thrasher Converse collab. And it's like what really introduced me to stoner rock in general. There was that. I think they had Witch on there. They had Witchcraft on there. I think Graveyard. It was not Graveyard. But that's also what introduced me to like the OCs because Tidal Wave is on there.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I already asked you this. Be kind to people. That's some advice you would give to.
Yeah.
Or I said, what have you learned? Let me ask you, what is some advice you'd give to someone who wants to come here and pursue art or music?
Whew, that is an interesting question. I am not one of the people who are like, stay out of Nashville, because I have a lot of great friends who moved here from elsewhere, and I welcome people a lot. I welcome anyone to move to Nashville. I think it's a great place. I would just say, again, be kind. Don't come in thinking you're the shit. I think that's a really good way to approach it. Be humble coming into Nashville because everyone's the shit here. Like, right. Yeah. The fucking barista making your coffee can probably play circles around you. Right. And is maybe one of the best songwriters ever, too. Like, everyone who is here, works here, and actually pursues here is amazing at what they do. Like, it's weird. I forget that sometimes, but then going on tour and having an actual shitty opening band in another city, I'm just like, oh, that's right. We have ridiculous amount of talent everywhere in Nashville, and I think that's taken for granted by a lot of people who live here.
Definitely. It's easy. I remember when I moved here, I had very high expectations, got disappointed a lot.
Yeah.
And had to get my ass extremely humbled.
Yeah.
And I'm all better for it. But it's like a phase you go through. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, it's weird, especially, like, growing up here and having a pretty successful studio musician as a father, and then also being a guitar player, but not playing as good as him whatsoever, and also, like, just not playing in that style. So, like, to, like, get past the, like, that's not what I want to play. So I play in a different style. Like, so I'm good at this. I don't have to be good at what he did. Like, that was a weird, like, kind of transition period of, like, I don't have to feel like I have to be as good at this as my dad or whatever, you know? Right. It's like a weird kind of, it's not imposter syndrome, but it's just learning to differentiate, like, ability relative to style.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to have your own thing you do and not feel like you're getting pulled in every direction to compete or compare with everyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add that I haven't asked you or you'd like to talk about?
I mean, I guess we could talk about To-Go Records a little bit, too.
Yeah, To-Go Records.
That
mentioned that.
It's the other thing me and Megan do together. It's just a little tape label for now. We have one 7-inch out on vinyl. That was a co-release with Cold Lunch. We did the Heaven Honey 7-inch. But yeah, we're a small tape label. We have quite a few releases coming out this year. The only one I can talk about right now is Routine Caffeine coming out next month. But yeah, we're kind of all over the place when it comes to style. We have punk rock bands, pop bands, and experimental. We're really hoping to do some hip hop this year. Just like we like to release whatever we like. So
sweet.
Yeah.
What is your favorite venue to play?
Oh, the End.
The End. Okay.
Yeah, the End is always going to be my favorite venue to go to a show and play in Nashville.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love the End.
Yeah, it's very grungy, but also like random big bands will play there.
Oh yeah. No, if you look on the wall, you see like Fugazi, fucking Flaming Lips. Like that's where like everyone used to kind of cut their chops, like coming through Nashville. Back when the rock block was actually like the rock block, because back in the day, back in the 80s, I mean, the End was called Elliston Square at the time. That was the old name of the End. But yeah, you had that. You had Exodin, you had Springwater, you had Cantrell's. I believe Lucy's wasn't far from there, but that wasn't quite on the rock block. But yeah, the End. Oh, man, there was another. Forget what the venue was called, but my dad was telling me where that Krispy Kreme is. Used to be a really good rock club too.
Man, of all those, what are still existing? The End,
Exodin, Springwater, and Exodin. That's probably not going to be around for.
Damn.
Yeah.
So Cantrell's isn't a thing anymore?
No, well, Cantrell's, I forget his first name, but dude who ran Cantrell's also owns Springwater, so he just kind of put all of his eggs in that basket, I think.
Yeah, Springwater's fun to play.
Yeah, that's a goofy venue.
It is very goofy, like,
yeah.
But Elvis played there.
Yeah, quote unquote, the oldest bar in Nashville.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's the oldest. It's moved a few times, so like that specific building isn't the oldest bar in Nashville, but the Springwater as a concept, I think, is the oldest bar in Nashville.
When I played there, it was like pouring rain, and they had all these water buckets catching the water coming from the ceiling.
Sounds like Springwater.
I was like, this is crazy.
I remember when they made it non-smoking in there, and I was like, but it's Springwater. Like, why? Like, it's not gonna change your clientele, I don't think. You're not gonna, like the fucking yuppies from LA who can't stand the smoke for a little bit aren't gonna start coming to Springwater.
Right. I'm just gonna stay on Broadway, probably.
Yeah.
Cool. What is your favorite restaurant in Nashville?
Ooh. I love food, so this is a tough one.
Okay.
Favorite restaurant? I could probably do by category. I don't know if
favorite burger place.
Gabby's.
Gabby's.
Yep, Gabby's Burgers and Fries.
Still need to go there.
Go to Gabby's, man. I worked there for 7 years. It's a great place.
Where is it?
It's over right by the fair. Well, it's where Greer Stadium used to be, over by Fort Negley, and it's pretty close to where Fort Houston used to be. Yeah, it's kind of like if you go up Chestnut Street going off of the 8th, it's literally right where it ends. Like you can't
So close to Forks?
Yes, like right by Forks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Italian place?
Oh, probably Coco's Italian Market.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it over there. My roommate's mom works there. But no, it's a good spot just to grab some solid pasta. I'm also a fan of Nicoletto's, but yeah, I think Coco's Italian Market is probably my top.
Nice. What about for ramen?
Ramen? Black Dynasty.
What is it?
Black Dynasty Ramen.
Okay,
Yeah.
sick. I need to go there.
Yeah, it's out on the west side. It's a little expensive, but it's legit. It's like me and my girlfriend Jess, we were addicted to it because they kind of launched right during the beginning of the pandemic. So they were doing it back in the day out of the back of Bar Sovereign, right on 2nd Ave. So, but they were just doing it literally you meet them up in the alley and they just hand you your fucking ramen and you bring it home and heat it up. And when I was getting fucking $800 a week on unemployment, we were just fucking like fuck up tons of Black Dynasty ramen. Like, why not? So
hell yeah. I need to go there. I went to Namzilla the other day.
Namzilla's cool.
It was pretty good.
I still need to try Two Tin Jack. I've heard good things about that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've eaten there too. Nice.
Yeah.
Where do you work now?
I just kind of pick up shifts at different bars around Nashville, and right now I'm kind of working on learning how to do like higher tier A&R work. So I've been working with this guy Patrick, and just he's been sending me to a lot of shows to help him scout bands and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah.
So like when you work at bar, are you a bartender? Or?
Bar back, and I also do like some of the like small kitchen stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I worked at Santa's Pub for 2 years too.
Really?
Yeah. Karaoke host and bar back over there.
Wow. When did you stop working there?
Pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I went there before the pandemic.
It's very possible I was working.
Yeah.
I was. I sometimes miss it. I know it's not the same anymore, and I was already kind of trying to leave before the pandemic because it's a lot having to deal with that many fucking people, especially when you have weird arbitrary rules like no cussing on the mic and stuff like that. So like you have to like deal with drunk people who are like, what do I do? And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, it's not my rule, but I have to enforce it. And yeah, and it was like I worked Saturdays there.
Oh, wow.
And made a lot of money, but that is.
Did you like get tipped or something?
Yeah.
Because you're the guy running a computer, like.
Yeah.
For the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, cool, dude. What is something absurd you like or do?
Ooh. I'm a VHS collector.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like collecting VHSs, and I do like practical VHS video editing as well. But yeah, I would say that's probably one of the weird things about me. I'm trying to think of. I'm kind of a guy who's into a lot of stuff, so it's hard for me to like
Pinpoint.
Yeah.
What's your favorite VHS that you have?
I have one. It's actually in my car right now, and I have it tattooed on me. It's called "Be Cool About Fire Safety." Me and my friend Tess both have this because it's a PSA from the 90s, and it's ridiculous. It survived my whole childhood, and I still have it. And I think I probably stole it from a firefighter who like came to like my school and like fucking like were showing us that, and I think I liked it, so I was probably just like put it in my backpack. But it's a very it's on YouTube. I would recommend watching it. Yeah, Be Cool About Fire Safety. And it was sponsored by Allstate, and they must have had a ridiculous budget for it.
Really?
Because they have this claymation puppet fire detector called Seymour Smokes, and he was voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. And it's the first thing Lindsay Lohan was ever in. They have Michael Winslow from Police Academy in it, and some Olympic gymnast, and they have a musical number by Little Richard.
What?
Yeah. You gotta fall and crawl.
I was say that is quite the lineup.
Yeah.
Quite the budget, yeah.
No, so I liked whenever people would come over to my house and like have some drinks or they're smoking weed or something like that. I would love to just like kind of like put it on out of the blue, just and they're like, what in the world is this, Jacob?
Is it like 30 minutes long?
It's like 15, like literally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Super quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got super into like because there's apparently because I pulled it up on YouTube. I was hanging out with my friend Maggie one time, and I was like, she was like, "What's your tattoo?" And I was explaining it to her, and I was like, "Well, let's find it on YouTube." And when I found it on YouTube, it was they had taken out the gymnast scene, and they had replaced it with some scene with like a dancing dog or something like that. So I was like, there's a different version. And I was able to find the different version, or my buddy Matt was able to find the different version on VHS. So I bought that from him. So now I have both versions of it on VHS. And I have the sequel, Let's Rap Fire Safety, which is very unhinged. And Seymour Smokes is voiced by Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, who played George Costanza.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sick. That's awesome. I'm gonna check that out probably later. Cool. Do you have any shows or anything coming up?
I'm not playing any coming up here. There are some To-Go Present shows. Megan books most of these, so I'm not really the most on top. Let's see. Well, I mean, like I don't know when this is going to come out, but I'm DJing at Third Man tomorrow, and
oh, sick.
Yeah.
With Caroline and...
Yeah, Caroline, Sarah. It's for Megan's birthday, so it's me and Megan DJing together at the end there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we had...
At the Blue Room, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, my phone died. Oh well. There are some go to the To-Go Records website, and you can find the To-Go Present shows that are coming up.
Oh yeah, and like, so now when you play your guitar, do you practice, or do you like just play the music, or like?
I've never been big on playing to or practicing to other people's music. I've always liked to just kind of write a song every time I sit down and play. So
Do you like put on a metronome or?
No, just plug in, fuck around. Yeah. I have like a little basement studio, so I love arranging a full song. Like, I'm a very emotional player, so like I like really consider whenever it's like me, because I'm not a big lyricist or anything like that. It's just not for me. So like I really consider like I have to finish like what I've started as like pretty much emotional vomit. Like, it's just like I consider songs like something, or arrangements something I physically have to get out of me. So I'll sit down, like come up with one thing, and then like not be able to stop until like I'm like, that's it.
Sick. Awesome. It's always good to know people's strategy for practicing here, because like everyone's kind of different.
Yeah.
But everyone's really good, so I'm always like, well, what is it that you do?
I really don't practice enough. It's a bad habit of mine. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to say that I haven't asked?
Just get out to the dang gigs. If I can go see shows, meet people, if I can have a good time, but be safe about it. Omicron's done, but we'll see what happens next.
That's good. Yeah, get out to show. Yesterday I was like, should I stay in and go to sleep? No, go the fuck, get out.
No, it was like my buddy Ryan's been going through a little hard time recently, and like we were getting dinner yesterday, and I was just like really poking at him to like go to the show last night, because like I fall into the same way that he does, where it's just like you get home and you just feel comfortable, but you kind of wallow in it, and you feel like you don't want to be out or anything like that. But the second you get to where you're going, you just immediately feel better. So I just was like, no, you're fucking going to the show with me. And he was like, oh, okay. And then like literally all the ride home, he was like, thank you so much for fucking bringing me out. Like, I needed that. And I was like, I know you fucking needed that, dude. That's why I wanted you to come out.
Oh yeah. He seemed like he was having a great time.
Oh yeah. No, he was having a blast.
Yeah.
He didn't even want to go out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, I could just stay in and finish watching Dances with Wolves. And which I did finish, or I did watch when I got back home.
Hell yeah. Who stars in that? That's
Kevin
Costner. Yeah.
I randomly found it on YouTube. I'm like, damn, I haven't seen this movies in forever.
There was a radio show I used to listen to in high school. It was the Jason Ellis Show. He was a pro skater back in the 90s. Had a pretty fucked up life, but has changed it for a more positive being, and now he has a radio show where he just kind of talks to other misfits and stuff like that. But I was really into it in high school, because I remember every year my stepmom would buy me XM radio as my Christmas present. And I'm like, that's a cool fucking Christmas present. Like,
music.
Yeah. No, I love that. But he was on, like, he had a talk show on the punk rock channel that I listened to all the time, and he, for some reason, they had an ongoing bit about Dances with Wolves. Like, that was like a big, like, fucking, like, thing for them to talk about all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a great movie. It's really sad, though. I mean,
yeah.
Like, pushing Native Americans west.
Yeah.
But it's history.
Yeah, no, it's true. Fucking, what was the rebrand of that? Manifest Destiny or something like that.
Oh, is that like another one?
No, that was what the U.S. Used as a tactic to kind of like push it was like what we used to officiate the Trail of Tears, I believe. It was called Manifest Destiny, and it was the concept that God wanted us to have this land.
Good God.
Yeah. evil shit.
Yeah, it was like, I was reading after I watched it because they slaughtered all these buffalo.
Yeah.
And I learned that was a way to move the Native Americans west. Kill as many buffalo as you can so they can't eat.
Can't eat, they can't build their houses, like fucking...
God.
Yeah.
And so there was at one point like 40 or 50 million buffalo in America, and then it got reduced to like 500.
Yeah, it's still dwindling. I mean, it's a lot better than it used to be, but fucking, bison are a very protected species for sure.
Yeah,
the only way that we are able to eat bison is through farming. So fucking.
Yeah, I've heard they're mixing bison with cattle and calling them beefalo.
Yeah, I've been seeing the beefalo thing.
And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I know that when they do the whole like liger thing, those are very unhealthy animals and shit like that. So I have some concerns within that. But
Yes.
yeah.
Well, dude, thank you for coming over.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little foggy today. I was up pretty late last night talking about the whole World War III thing. So
No, I'm the same way. It's all foggy today. I was like, we come over at 12:30.
No, I'm sorry. I had lost my keys and I was just moving slow this morning.
All good, dude. All good.
I guess for some reason, when I was going to bed last night, I thought it would be a good idea to put my keys at the foot of my bed under my sheets. So,
that's how you know you had a good night.
yeah. But yeah, thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, dude.